Now they came to live with you in 2016, you and your new husband,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And in 2016, because some genius judge in the state of Connecticut gave you custody, Child Protective Services was going to take the children away from you and your husband because of drugs. That what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in 2013, 14, and half of 2015, were the children ever removed from your custody by Child Protective Services?
No, they were not.
So let me see what I'm getting from this story. What I'm getting from this story is you got married to him when?
September 2016.
And all of a sudden, from somebody who had no custody of her children for at least 2.5 years, and there were no problems, 0 problems with Child Protective Services and their father, don't shake your head. There were 0 problems with Child Protective Services. In September of 2016, your daughter-in-law marries your son, and in October of 2016, Child Protective Services is going to remove all the children because both of them are drug involved. When was the baby born? When was the baby born?
July 2015.
Were you living with him at the time?
Yes.
Was the child born drug addicted?
No.
Who do you live with now?
I live with my husband.
Who else?
And a roommate.
Now, Mr. Mendez, I just have a couple of more questions before I throw them both out.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Did you voluntarily relinquish your 2 sons to their mother?
Didn't want to do it, but due to being homeless at the time and not actually having a place to stay, I thought it was a good idea, which was my stupidity, thinking that the kids can stay with their mother until then, not knowing that the Child Services involvement was going to be called by herself. She called on her own self, and she had them removed from her care. Like, if I had a place to stay, I would take them, and I would not have to put
Who are
them
you
over.
living with now?
Currently, I'm living with my girlfriend.
What, it became too much of a burden for you to take care of the boys if you're living with your girlfriend?
Due to Child Services and all the allegations that are going on, I have to go through their process.
Allegations with regard to whom?
What Miss Minacci is saying about me, like Carmela.
She wasn't saying anything about you in 2014 and 2015.
Or 2011, back
Or
to then.
2011 when the kids were living with you.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now. Well, somebody in Connecticut should take a real close look at this case. As an old family court judge, there's a lot more here than meets the eye, and I certainly believe your 10-year-old would do better with a non-drug involved parent than would do in a therapeutic foster care situation in the state of Connecticut. Now,
And as
Mr.
of
Mendez,
my
have you visited your 8-year-old boy?
I have seen him last month. He actually came to my job, and I went bowling with both my kids.
Who brought him to your job?
Child Services. And also, from my understanding, I got a call from Child Services last week, which stated that Miss Nancy Minacci can no longer care for my 8-year-old, that he was supposed to be picked up yesterday.
I still have him.
Your case is dismissed. You have no claim against him. 0, nothing, nada. Very sad. Very, very sad. Did the courts in Connecticut assign a lawyer to you?
I haven't had one yet, no.
Your Honor,
What?
the facts of the case are wrong.
Judge, listen to me. These are the basic facts of the case, Ms. Minacci. Basic. That at least going as far back as 2014, he says before, these 2 children lived with their father and an aunt.
They only lived with the father and the aunt for a couple of months.
No, that's not what she said. She said that they lived
They
with
lived
their
with
father.
him, but he
Oh.
just moved to Connecticut and stayed with his aunt.
Oh, well, I don't care. But they lived with their father, not with their mother.
And they lived. They came to our house in 2015. Not 16. So they lived with us for over a year. Carmela and Stephen
they
and
lived
me,
with
my
you?
husband,
they
and the
lived
kids.
with you for over a year while they were drug involved?
No, they were not drug involved at that time. I would not have that in my house.
That was 2016, Your Honor.
They had moved
Your
out
case-
April of last year.
Listen to me. Your case is dismissed. We're done. This is a family court matter, and somebody should take very, very close look at who is going to be the most appropriate parent to raise these 2 little boys who are 8 and 10 years old and probably shouldn't be separated. It sounds to me as if most of their lives they lived with their father, who I see visually actually no evidence of drug involvement. I can't say the same on this side.
Well,
we're done.